The hit Amazon show of Invincible has no shortage of strong, badass, and fun characters that we've met throughout these past 2 seasons. So you'll know my power scaling ass had a super unoriginal idea of ranking all superpowered individuals we've seen on both seasons. And we will be doing this using tiers, going from the lowest being D to the highest being S. So without further ado, let us begin. We begin our power ranking journey with D tier, where we have the typical peak humans to low level superhumans. Characters that are normally capable of performing wall level to small building feats. In this tier is where we will be seeing people such as Duplicate, Shrink Ray, and the OG Darkwing. These guys, while the physically weakest of them all, still possess great feats of actually hurting beings as strong as Komodo Dragon from the Lizard League, managing to stagger the giant in his eye, and in the case of Darkwing, his batarangs can stagger the Mauler twins. Unfortunately for them, this is as high as they will go. For all the next characters we will be discussing possess better feats than they do, in terms of physicality and durability. Up next we got Tier C. It is on this tier where we begin to see consistent superhuman level feats, such as with our first introduction to the tier, which is none other than the second Darkwing, who with his new and improved exosuit can actually hit hard enough for Mark to notice the hits. He also possesses an incredible ability to go in and out of the Shadow Realm, dragging people in and using it to escape others. And while this ability does not add to his physicality, it can definitely give him the edge against someone with equal or similar levels of strength. After Darkwing, we get the 3 mercenaries we see next to Battle Beast when Mark and Titan go to challenge Machine Head. All of these 3 guys possess unique abilities such as Lightning Control, Magma, and Energy Blast. They are all capable of surviving blows from Titan and Season 1 holding back Mark, which further cements their placement on these tiers. Following these 3, we have the main man himself, the kingpin of Invincible, Titan, who with his rock-like armor becomes nearly bulletproof with only high-caliber bullets having a real effect on him. He was strong enough to survive an onslaught from all 3 of the previously mentioned mercenaries, as well as survive casual hits from Battle Beast. The reason he doesn't make it any higher in this list is because he found himself getting his ass whooped by episode 1 Mark, who could barely control his powers. Unlike the next guy on this list, Kill Cannon, a man who could blast apart whole skyscrapers with ease. Kill Cannon also took a way worse beating from a much more confident Season 1 Invincible than the one that fought Titan. Now on the top of C tier, we have none other than greatest clown and shit talker in all of Invincible, Rexplode. Rex is someone capable of staggering the giant with his casual explosion. He was also capable of taking one hell of an ass beating from Monster Girl without dying. He is also responsible for defeating the remainder of the Lizard League on his own, blowing up Komodo Dragon with his hand, and defeating King Lizard after being shot through the head. And with his new robotic hand, he can one-shot a villain who previously took a punch from Invincible and got up without barely any damage. Moving on to B tier, we start seeing some of the more popular and relevant characters of the series, such as Bulletproof, Black Samson, Shapesmith, and Aquarius. These guys are the mid tiers within the Guardians of the Globe, being strong enough to handle top tiers of the Lizard League with brute force. These are characters with barely any feats but are depicted as being stronger than most of the previously mentioned characters. Now if you go a little higher, we get guys like Martian Man, Monster Girl, and the Mauler twins, with Monster Girl being capable of easily defeating Rex, staggering and knocking down the giant. Martian Man being able of briefly restraining Omniman while Omniman was distracted by 2 others, the Mauler twins being capable of taking beatings from Immortal and from a holding back Invincible, as well as surviving a combo attack from the old Guardians of the Globe. Heck, we go a little even higher than that in B tier and we get Adam Eve, who easily defeated Kill Cannon. She also was capable of holding off thousands of Sequids momentarily, with said hordes of Sequids being capable of briefly overpowering Immortal and Mark in some instances. She can overpower and overwhelm hordes of Flaxins, and can react and block explosions that would destroy entire buildings. Now if we go even higher than Eve, we get Robot, who with his basic suits can combat beings on the level of the Mauler twins, and can go as high as lightly burning the skin of Battle Beast. Robot's position is mainly here because he can use more than one suit at a time. Not only that, but he can upgrade his suits to be strong enough to make the Mauler twins run for safety from him, which easily puts him above everyone else on the list. After Robot, we have the Flaxen Leader, who with his mech suit upgrade could overpower Season 1 Mark with ease, and was only stopped due to Omniman's intervention. Now as for the top of B tier, we have none other than Armstrong Levi, or Levi, whose powers of portal creations alongside his superior intellect would give him an advantage against nearly every opponent and would give him the victory against anyone below him. Let's not forget he was capable of pushing Mark unlike anyone had ever pushed him before, making Mark lose control and go all out. And while he isn't near Mark's true strength, his strength coupled with the fact he can bring forth any of his allies from all over the multiverse makes him one truly overpowered individual and lands him at the top of B tier. Now moving on to A tier, better known as low Viltrumite tier. Here we have powerhouses capable of taking on Viltrumite soldiers. At last place we have Warwoman, who was shown to be relative to immortal throughout the entirety of the battle against Omniman. A fight where she managed to actually damage Omniman, something not many can attest to. She also could easily overpower and outmaneuver the Muller twins, as well as the strongest members the Lizard League had to offer. After her we had Red Rush, the only being on Earth faster than Omniman. Not only was Red Rush the only person capable of detecting Omniman's first attack, he was also capable of blisting Omniman various times. He even managed to actually cause significant damage to him in their fight, before, you know, he got his head squashed. After Red Rush, we have the leader of the Guardians of the Globe and the current strongest member, the Immortal. The Immortal was not only signaled by Omniman as the strongest and most dangerous one of the Guardians, but he was also capable of making Omniman bleed on various occasions, going so far as being capable of holding himself against him in a 1v1 situation. Even in an alternate timeline, it is shown Immortal is capable of going blow for blow with Mark from Season 2, which further cements his placing. After the Immortal, we have our first actual Viltrumite in Tula, a warrior that battles Mark in Traxa. She was capable of pushing Mark physically like he had never been before, going blow for blow with him and actually beating him due to Mark's hesitation to land the final blow. Now after Tula we have yet another featless character who is only here due to speculation, and that is Thaddeus, aka Optimus Prime, the leader of the Coalition of Planets. Thaddeus is actually a Viltrumite warrior as well, meaning he could either be near, on, or above Invincible's and Tula's level of power. But given he has literally done nothing in Season 2, he will remain at our number 2 in the A tier. At number 1 we have none other than our protagonist, Mark Grayson, aka Invincible, who by the way is no pushover. He proved to be slightly superior in combat than Tula. Immortal himself admitted that Mark was stronger than him. Even Omniman was confident enough to have Invincible join him in his battle against the Viltrumites. A battle where Invincible not only impressed his father but also gained the favor of General Krieg. Mark is currently the strongest hero and defender of Earth, and with him finally gotten loose fully in the Season 2 finale, we are probably gonna see him reach new heights of power in the coming seasons. And now we reach the spiciest tier, where everyone here can or has destroyed Invincible in a one-on-one fight. This is the Elite Viltrumite level, the S tier. To start off the tier, we have a special someone who has yet to show off his true strength, and this individual is none other than Battle Beast, a fan favorite who was capable of defeating all of the Guardians' powerhouses, including the humiliation of Mark with extreme ease. Now, not much can be said about Battle Beast, given this was a Season 1 Mark, who had yet to break through the mental blocks his Season 2 counterpart has. But given the ease with which he defeated Mark, it is very hard to come up with a scenario where current Mark would come out victorious against him. After Battle Beast, we have two very powerful Viltrumites who both had some incredible exchanges with Omniman, those being Lucan and Vimor. These two are insanely strong, being relative to Nolan in their fight, with Lucan showing an obvious superiority to Mark. After these two, we have yet another Viltrumite elite, in the form of the infamous Anissa, a female Viltrumite officer who was stated to possibly being faster than Omniman himself. She ends up showing off her power by easily manhandling and humiliating Mark to a similar degree of how Nolan did in Season 1. Now keep in mind, this Invincible is far stronger than his Season 1 persona and was capable of beating another Viltrumite in Tula, yet he could barely make Anissa even flinch. After Anissa, we have none other than Omniman, aka Nolan Grayson, the famous Viltrumite. The Great Nolan, as many Viltrumites know him, is placed above Anissa for the simple reason of having way more feats to go to, such as beating Lucan and Vymore, as well as easily manhandling Tula. We also can't forget he was the one who defeated the entirety of the old Guardians of the Globe by himself, and is still far stronger than Mark currently is. But even then, he is not the strongest character in this list. Above him, we have yet another character whose placement is here for mere speculation, and that is General Krieg. The reason for him being higher than Nolan, even though he has 0 feats, is due to Viltrumite culture being strength focused. So him being a general who Anissa serves under, with Anissa being far stronger than Mark, would very likely mean he is stronger than anyone we've seen so far. There is also the respect Nolan shows him when speaking, which says a lot about Krieg. Which also, by the way, leaves me wanting to know more about him. Hahaha, joking, I'm a comic book reader. I know exactly what he's about. But as far as Season 2 goes, he remains here at our number 2. As for our number 1, our invincible GOAT is none other than everyone's favorite one-eye alien, aka Seth Rogen, aka Alan the Alien. Not only did he no-sell 2 attacks from Anissa, but he also made her bleed without even trying. Now think about this. He laughed off attacks that nearly killed Mark. I think it's safe to say that so far, until further notice, until Season 3 comes back, Alan is the current strongest character in the entirety of the show. If you like this type of content, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to the Fictional Matrix, and see you all on the next video on the Fictional Matrix. God bless you all.